Welcome back to the show, folks. Today, we're untangling the surprisingly complex world of commercial lease abstraction. To kick things off, can you explain what lease abstraction actually is and why it's suddenly such a hot topic in industries like real estate and healthcare?
Absolutely. Imagine sorting through a dense legal novel, only to extract key plot points. Lease abstraction does just that for lease agreements. With companies juggling hundreds or thousands of leases across different regions, summarizing core details like rent, critical dates, and compliance clauses is vital for staying organized and avoiding nasty surprises.
So, it's like turning a 300-page lease into a cheat sheet. But what happens if companies skip this step or get it wrong? Any real-world cautionary tales?
Oh, plenty. Skipping effective abstraction often leads to missed deadlines, unexpected costs, or even compliance violations. For example, a retail giant once faced six-figure penalties simply because they overlooked a lease renewal clause buried in legalese. It's like forgetting your anniversary, except much more expensive.
Ouch, that's a painful reminder to stay on top of things. As we move forward, let's dive into the common pitfalls that trip up even seasoned property managers. Every industry seems to have its Achilles heel. For lease abstraction, what are the major stumbling blocks that keep recurring, regardless of company size?
Great question. The biggest headache is definitely the sheer volume, and complexity. Leases are packed with dense legal language and subtle nuances. Add in inconsistent processes, scattered documentation, and a shortage of trained staff, and you've got a recipe for confusion.
Sounds like a paperwork nightmare. I've heard some teams still use spreadsheets and manual tracking, which must be like fighting a wildfire with a garden hose. Are outdated tools part of the problem too?
Absolutely. Relying on Excel or shared drives slows everything down and increases errors. Plus, with evolving lease accounting standards like ASC 842 and IFRS 16, missing a single update can throw your whole compliance game off. It's no wonder companies are eager for solutions.
That sets the stage perfectly. Let's transition to some concrete strategies for cleaning up this mess, starting with how standardizing workflows can make a real difference. So, first up, standardizing the abstraction workflow. Is it really as simple as making a template, or is there more nuance to rolling out a consistent process?
Templates are a great starting point, but the magic happens when you embed them into a repeatable workflow. Think of it like building an assembly line for lease. Data everyone knows their role, quality checks are built in, and new team members can be trained efficiently.
That's an intriguing analogy. But doesn't standardization risk missing unique details in more complex leases? How do you balance structure with flexibility?
Excellent point. The best workflows allow for customizable fields, so you capture those one-off clauses while maintaining overall consistency. Regular reviews and process audits also help ensure nothing critical slips through the cracks.
Sounds like a well-oiled machine. For teams still struggling with manual processes, what's the next step up? I'm guessing technology has a role to play here. Let's talk tech. What kinds of software solutions are transforming lease abstraction, and how do they stack up against old-school methods?
Modern abstraction platforms use AI and automation to extract data from scanned leases, flag anomalies, and even handle multiple languages. Compared to spreadsheets, these solutions cut turnaround times by up to 70%, reduce human error, and make compliance tracking almost effortless.
Impressive. But with so many platforms out there, how does a company avoid picking the wrong tool? Any cautionary tales or best practices?
Customization is key off. The shelf is great, but aligning features with your specific lease portfolio is crucial. I've seen firms buy flashy software only to realize it doesn't handle local accounting quirks. Always pilot new tech with actual lease samples before rolling it out enterprise-wide.
That's solid advice. Of course, not every team has the bandwidth for big tech investments. This brings us to our last and perhaps most game-changing strategy, outsourcing. Outsourcing used to be seen as a last resort, but now it's a strategic move. What are the real benefits of working with specialized lease abstraction vendors?
Partnering with experts brings instant access to trained talent and best-in-class technology. Vendors handle high volumes, offer multilingual expertise, and guarantee compliance with evolving accounting standards. Plus, they can scale up or down as your lease volume changes. Think of it as leasing brainpower on demand.
And what about cost? Some people fear outsourcing is expensive or risky. Does the data support that concern?
Actually, outsourcing often slashes costs by up to 40% compared to in-house teams. A recent Deloitte study found 78% of companies cited improved accuracy and speed after switching to third-party abstraction. The risk is mitigated by robust contracts and service-level guarantees.
Fascinating! Before we wrap up, any advice for listeners on choosing between in-house processes, tech solutions, or outsourcing?
Assess your lease volume, in-house expertise, and compliance needs. For fast-growing portfolios or complex requirements, outsourcing offers agility and peace of mind. But no matter your path, accurate abstraction is the cornerstone of sustainable growth.